Broncos at a lot of bleeping going on in this podcast. Broncos at the Texans. The Texans favored by 3.5. Both teams are 6-5. I'm surprised the spread is quite where it is. I mean,
you think it's a little high
right now?
Yeah. Right.
I feel like it's a little high.
Yeah.
The Texans coming off of that loss at home to the Jaguars, I feel like the Broncos are fueled by, they're nourished by the fact that people keep thinking that the bubble is going to pop as they keep winning and winning and winning games. This is, and I saw the map, because people were upset that this game got moved from 4 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Texans fans were like, oh, we don't get a 4 o'clock game. You would have been lost in the shuffle at 4:05. Regional broadcast at 4:05 up against 49ers Eagles. I saw the map of the 1 o'clock Eastern games. Most of the country is going to see this one, as it should. Broncos Texans, a very meaningful game in early December. Texans favored by 3.5, over under a 47.5. Who do you like?
Yeah.
And more importantly, do you think if the Texans win, they cover the spread?
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, I'm like you. When I saw that, I went, 3.5, and I know that's not a big number. I just thought, whoa, that's more than I expected. I thought maybe Texans favored by 1.5 type of thing there, right? Denver's defense, we hit on this earlier today. You know, their pass defense has been the real deal Holyfield here the last 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks maybe, really. You know, they do a good job. They force fumbles on the defensive side of the ball. You know, they can get after the passer a little bit. The big question is going to be, I think they could slow down C.J. Stroud and the passing game to a degree. I do. I think they got the right scheme and personnel in the back end to do that, to where like C.J. Stroud doesn't throw for over 300 yards. But what I do worry about is Denver's run defense. You heard me say that last week. I again think that stands true this week. You know, this is a Texans offense that's shown the ability to run the ball, and they're kind of creative up front on how they run the ball. So that's where I worry about it altogether. But the Broncos, you know, they've had the right game plan in every game. So, you know, ever since they started the 70-20, you know, rebuild of their football team after the Dolphins loss and debacle down there. Now, the other side of the ball, you know, the Broncos offense, it's not going to ever light up the scoreboard. It's not going to do that. We know that. And this Texans defense is fast as hell, got a pretty good front seven, and they're one of the better zone teams in football in the back end and passing things off that way. I'm going to go with the Texans to win the game, but the 3.5 is a little too much to me. You know, it's an interesting matchup, like I said, and I worry about the Texans. If they start to really have their way in the run game, then that's going to be, oh no, C.J. Stroud and the play action pass, watch out. But I'm going to go Texans 20-17 and have the Broncos cover this one.
Hey, I got the same idea as you do, a little more points because I like points. I got 27-24 Texans. Broncos will give them fits. It will feel like at times Broncos could win the game. But, you know, like you said with Stroud really is developing into a great young quarterback, and they're going to want to atone for last week. They almost forced overtime last week because of him.
Yes.
They almost made it happen.
Definitely.
Because of him. And they went toe-to-toe with the Jaguars, who are one of the best teams in the league, better than the Broncos. Texans need this one. Broncos need it too. I get it. But it just feels like it's time for the Broncos to lose one. They're starting a 3-game road streak here. They need to get more wins to get into the postseason. It's going to be very difficult to do it in Houston. And, you know, we talked earlier when we were looking at the props for C.J. Stroud's over-under passing yards. This could be a running game between Dameon Pierce, who seems to be healthy now, Devin Singletary, who's been very good this year. Run the ball, set up some play action, pass when you need to, gash that defensive line, wear them out, and try to beat the Broncos and move to 7-5 and cement your credentials as a playoff team. We agree on that one. We just differ on the total points.
Yo, what up, homies? Thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe to Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Right now, we got Sunday pod, right? So you can have it Monday morning. We recap all the action. Wednesday, it's the What the Happened podcast. We're going to get deep in the weeds on the key matchups of the week. And then Thursday, I'm picking games with that jerk Florio. So you know where to find us, homies. Keep watching. Peace out. We'll see you.